In today's fast-paced world, exhaustion has become all too familiar. We wake up tired, go through our day drained, and collapse into bed only to wake up feeling the same. But have you ever wondered why the fatigue doesn't seem to go away, even after rest? What if the tiredness you're feeling isn't just physical? What if it's your soul trying to get your attention? We often treat fatigue with coffee, pills, or quick fixes, but what if your exhaustion is a message from Allah, urging you to reflect and realign? In this video, we're diving deep into the spiritual side of fatigue. We'll explore how your tiredness might be signaling a deeper spiritual disconnect, and how listening to your soul's cries can lead to true rest and peace. Let's stop just treating the symptoms and uncover what your fatigue is trying to teach you spiritually. Stay tuned. 1. Fatigue isn't always physical. Fatigue is often misunderstood as just a physical issue caused by lack of sleep or overworking. But sometimes, the tiredness we feel runs deeper. It's not in our muscles, but in our soul. This kind of fatigue lingers even after rest and isn't solved by medication or time off. It's the body's way of reflecting a silent struggle within. Spiritually rooted fatigue is a subtle signal that something is misaligned inside. It shows up when we're disconnected from meaning, overwhelmed by emotional weight, or spiritually empty. It reminds us that healing must go beyond the body and start with the heart. 2. Modern quick fixes. In today's fast-paced world, we are conditioned to look for instant solutions. Feeling tired? Drink coffee. Feeling drained? Take a supplement or energy drink. These responses focus only on masking the symptoms rather than exploring their deeper origin. Instead of asking why we feel this way, we rush to fix it. But spiritual fatigue isn't something that can be medicated away. Quick fixes might give a temporary boost, but they leave the root untouched. Relying solely on these surface-level solutions can actually delay true healing by keeping us distracted from the inner work our soul is calling us to do. 3. Spiritual disconnection. When we feel spiritually disconnected, it's as if a quiet emptiness settles into our lives. The heart feels distant from its creator, and the soul loses its sense of direction. This disconnection can manifest as a constant inner heaviness, even when everything around us seems fine. Without a strong link to Allah, the soul begins to hunger, not for food or sleep, but for meaning and purpose. Spiritual fatigue often arises from this subtle detachment. It's not about what we do physically, but about what we're missing inwardly: closeness to Allah, sincere worship, and a heart that remembers its true source. 4. Misplaced priorities. Often, we pour our energy into pursuits that promise happiness but leave us feeling empty. Success, recognition, wealth, or even relationships, when chased without spiritual grounding, can exhaust the soul. The more we run after temporary goals, the more disconnected we become from lasting peace. This misalignment creates an internal conflict. Our soul longs for purpose, while our actions are driven by worldly desires. Over time, this imbalance drains us mentally and emotionally. Fatigue becomes the body's way of signaling that we're chasing the wrong things. True fulfillment doesn't come from how much we achieve, but from aligning our pursuits with our faith. 5. Neglect of prayer and dhikr. When we begin to neglect acts of worship, the soul slowly begins to lose its nourishment. Salah, dhikr, and reading the Quran are not just duties. They are the lifelines of our spiritual well-being. Without them, the heart grows restless and the mind unsettled. Fatigue sets in, not because of physical exhaustion, but because the soul is deprived of its connection to divine light. When days pass without sincere prayer or remembrance of Allah, a subtle heaviness builds up. This spiritual tiredness can affect every part of life, making even small tasks feel burdensome. Regular worship refreshes the soul and restores clarity. 6. Prophetic guidance. The Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, showed us that true strength and rest are rooted in spiritual connection. He would turn to prayer during times of stress, saying, "O Bilal, give us comfort through it," referring to the adhan. For him, peace wasn't found in sleep or seclusion, but in standing before Allah with a sincere heart. This prophetic example teaches us that worship is not a burden. It is a source of relief. When we adopt this mindset, acts of worship become moments of recharge, not routine. Spiritual practices, when embraced with love, bring a type of rest that no physical remedy can offer. 7. True rest is spiritual. When the soul is at ease, the body naturally follows. True rest isn't just about physical stillness. It's about inner peace. A heart that is content with Allah's decree, engaged in remembrance, and free from constant worldly worry carries less emotional weight. This inner tranquility has a direct effect on the body. It reduces stress, lifts anxiety, and even improves energy levels. You'll notice how light you feel when your mind is calm and your heart is connected to your Creator. Fatigue often fades when the soul is nurtured. It shows that real vitality begins from within, not from what surrounds us. 8. Fatigue as a divine signal. Sometimes fatigue is more than just a passing feeling. It's a message from Allah. It can be His gentle way of calling you back, urging you to pause and reflect. When life becomes noisy and overwhelming, exhaustion forces us to slow down and look inward. This spiritual tiredness may be a divine nudge, reminding you that you've strayed too far from what truly matters. It's an opportunity to reassess your path and realign your priorities. Instead of seeing fatigue as a weakness, consider it a signal, a whisper from your Lord inviting you to return to Him and rediscover your inner peace. In conclusion, fatigue is more than just a physical issue. It's a sign that your soul may need realignment with Allah. By listening to your spiritual needs and reconnecting through prayer, dhikr, and self-reflection, you can find true peace and restore balance to your life. Remember, real rest begins from within. At Deen, we strive to nurture both your mind and spirit. If this video resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe for more spiritual insights. May Allah ease your burdens and grant you peace in every moment. Drop a comment below with your thoughts and a prayer for inner peace. Stay connected, stay balanced,